Hey. I know, isn't it cute? Oh, good God Almighty, really? Okay. Whew. I messaged you back, Sarah. Thanks for the heart me. How's everybody doing? It's been a busy couple of days, y'all. I mean, busy. By the time I got done yesterday, I said I ain't going live. Screw it. Hell with it. I've had enough. No, Miss Holly. Hey, Nan of 10. We've been so caught up with what's going on with Ginger. Hey, Grace. Oh, love you, Sarah. Well, thanks to Lady in Red and Just a Girl, I finally got unstupefied with that app. Hey, Bridget. Temporary insanity. I tell you, my messenger's been blowing up for 2 days. Between my text messages, my messenger messages, for 2 days now. It's been back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. There she goes. Who's his perfection? Ugh. Thanks for the hurt me. Oh, good Lord. Well, thanks, Truth. Truth without... Really? Okay, what a concept. Hey, Sunshine. Yeah, James is like, me too, me too. Thanks for that. I like how it kept my eye color, though. I like that part. Hey, Beach Mimi. Hey, Cindy. How's everybody doing? Thanks for the heart, me, hun. Ugh, I think I'm getting a cold with all this going out and sweating and the cold, and it's brisky cold today. I had to go to Walmart, which, oh my God. Thanks for Veronica. And, you know, I done another picture for Dad earlier with Red and Just a Girl, and it got me to crying, so I got a little bit of the sniffles right now. Hey, Celeste. How's everybody doing? I know a lot of people might not say it, but there is some suspicious shit going on. Hey, Isabel. I miss Debbie C. I think she's upset.
Yeah.
What?
Nothing. Nothing.
Yes, Paula. Something stinks. I'm telling you, something stinks.
I
Without
know
going
it
into
ain't my
detail,
toilet.
I
Something
know it ain't
stinks,
Paula.
but it ain't my toilet.
It goes above your head and under your feet and to the sides there, James.
I didn't make it stink. Wasn't me this time.
No. It's just things that we're not going to technically detailed, but a lot of
I
people know what we're
know.
talking about.
I
And we
was
don't need to talk about
trying
your
to be
damn
funny.
toilet. We don't need to talk about your toilet. I'm just saying. That's an image I don't want to see. Hey, Gail. I don't want to see nobody else's toilet. That's for your personal use. Yeah, Alabama. Uh-huh. I tell you, Walmart was hell. And then you walk outside, and the temperature says 30 some degrees, and it feels like it's 10. You know that wind that hits you in the face in the wintertime when the snow's coming? That's what it felt like. Hey, Greta. And you can't fix stupid in Walmart. You just can't. They ain't stocked. Their trucks ain't coming in. Limited picking. Hey, color me. Dino. Hey, Dragonfly. Hi. Welcome in, y'all. Welcome in. Collecting points there, Veronica. How's everybody doing? Any thoughts about recent events, anybody? Yep, I agree. Other than what we've heard, I know I don't believe, and this is my opinion, I don't believe a report was actually done. And that's just me. You can't see the comments? Well, damn. Damn it. There. I don't know. You can speculate it too. Yep. There's a lot of fishy behavior. I'll say that much. Fishy behavior. Oh my God. I'm going to lay back. Ouch. I'm so damn tired. These last 2 days has drained me. That's why I didn't go live last night. I'm just so tired. Uh-huh. Smells like tuna. Definitely smells, I can tell you that. Yeah, you go sing a tree lullaby. Jesus. Well, I was on a call with James until almost 2 this morning. Yeah, Nano 10. A lot of them. Oh, yeah. There's so many people that reaches out for legitimate reasons. Because, people care. And then you have these other folks. Exactly, Nano 10. That's why they make certain things illegal on the internet. I'm just saying. Well, hi, Tracy Ray. How are you? I'll tell you. Color me, I agree. Oh, we're good. I'm good. I'm just tired as hell. Especially when you got to go to Walmart. You got to deal with Walmart people. Hey. Then Messenger is going wacky for 2 days. Text messages are going off for 2 days. Phone calls are coming in for 2 days. Honey, people in Walmart thought I'd done lost my mind. I think they think I'm some kind of undercover agent. I'm just saying. Oh, Lord. When someone can't make a post, an innocent post on their own account without snakes commenting, yeah, I don't need to make a fake account. Hey, Wildflower, I put out both sides, honey. Mine and theirs. No matter how bad it makes me look, I'll put it out there. I don't care. Whoa. Private investigator noted one of our recent videos before the files were released that some information was going to allegedly lead to some South Carolina judges. Oh, shit. Before she became Jeffrey Epstein's victim, Jane Doe 5 was in South Carolina middle school student on a bus trip to Orlando, classmates. Hi.
If what I put in there is true, that may explain a whole hell of a lot of shit that's going on.
They taunted her, sticking pew-pews in her hair. She didn't react, wanting to avoid conflict. She came from an abusive family. Her stepfather hit her, once causing her to momentarily lose hearing, according to her accounts in court records. She said she became sexually active when she was 13. She lived briefly in South Carolina with her mother and stepfather. Public records do not contain information about what school attended. Oh, and where the family lived in Palmetto State. Whoa. Okay, let me go back to this one. Let me just open it.
If what is being said is down the path I think it's going, it's going to make a lot of things make a lot more sense.
Thank you. Hey, Debbie. Exposing Dirty Southern Money posted something on her page 19 minutes ago on the Book of Face. More below from Greenville News and Post Carrier. Victims, it's time to get very loud and document all harassment and slander. People will try to silence anyone speaking out about any of the trafficking crimes, including elderly. If you're also a victim facing retaliation, document, report. If you're facing lies on the internet by people who are leaders, do the same. It's huge and it has to end. Whoa.
She's dabbling in with the Epstein files, and I'm gonna be careful, very fucking careful of what I say.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave it at that on that part. But given the wording of what was posted in both screenshots I sent, um, it makes me question some things that would make all of this that we've been dealing with for the last 2 years make a lot more sense.
Oh, Jesus God, I do not want to give you $1 a month. Three million pages of documents. Holy shit.
Yeah, they just released a whole new slew of files that were unreleased.
More documents from the Epstein files, including 2,000 videos. Here's what we know. So basically, the Justice Department Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche said that this is the last tranche they're going to release. We're scouring them now. We have a team of people working on it. We haven't found any bombshells yet. We did find names that had been mentioned before are being mentioned again. Elon Musk going to the island, Bill Gates, other people. One of the things that we've noticed is Howard Lutnick, the Commerce Secretary, apparently had gone to the island, at least according to the documents, at some point in 2012. This is Epstein's island in the Caribbean where he was allegedly trafficking in teenage girls that were having sex with him and other men. A lot of that has not been proven yet, but one of the things that we found that was very interesting is that there is a document in there that apparently describes Epstein's inner circle of enablers, including Ghislaine Maxwell, who was charged and convicted, but also other people. And nobody has been charged in connection with the case yet besides Ghislaine Maxwell, and there's no indication other people are. But it's interesting to see who the alleged accomplices are.
Wow.
Yeah, I agree, Paula. It's about to get very nasty very fast.
Wow.
So, think what exposing put out with current circumstances and over the last 2 years, we'll say math's a little mathin'.
Good Lord.
I mean, we already knew on the last 2 years side of things that everything is big, bigger than any of us even know. But with them files coming out, that makes things a little sketchy.
They spread them files everywhere. They were collected in five primary sources, including Florida and New York cases against Epstein, New York cases against Maxwell, New York cases investigating Epstein's passing, and Florida cases involving or investigating the former butler of Epstein, multiple alphabet investigations, and the Office of Inspector General investigation into the passing of Epstein. Damn.
It's extremely scary, Candy, because a lot of shit is going to come to light as this blows up, so to speak.
Wow. Good Lord. Just scanning through this article just gives you the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah.
Honey, it's been getting real. It's just coming to the forefront. Oh, dear God. Holy shit. It was claimed that he took, including photographs of Jane Doe 4 without her knowledge or consent. This allegedly continued for several years during the subsequent visits to the island. And with this one started when she was 13. Additionally, the lawsuit added that Epstein reportedly flew her out to New York at least 3 times, where she was reportedly offered as fresh meat and assaulted by other prominent, wealthy men. And she settled in 21 with the estate and then dismissed claims against him. She alleged remaining parts of the broader narrative surrounding Epstein's criminal activities. Good Lord, how many Jane Does are there?
Multiple.
Good God.
That case is huge.
This one briefly lived in South Carolina, middle school, at the age of 15, 16, before recruiting later to Florida to provide messages for Epstein and his Palm Beach residence, according to media reports from the Justice Department files. She testified she was paid $200 for an encounter where Epstein felt her and another girl while doing unmentionables to himself. Ultimately secured more than $105 million from his estate for various victims. Wow. Wow. That's crazy. What's so funny, James?
What just a girl told Candy? More like the Twilight Zone gone rogue.
Well, it's a good thing I didn't get into that.
Oh my God, Veronica.
What? I seen something today that looked just like John Bonet on his shoulders.
Yeah, looked just like her. It was crazy. I'll see if I can find it again.
Oh, wow. Okay, he was convicted of paid positions of a minor, putting young ones out for unmentionables in 2008 in Florida. He died inside his jail cell in 2019, awaiting trial on additional charges for schmecks, traffic lights. His passing was ruled a self-unaliving. Hey, Laura.
Ain't it amazing how these things automatically go to that?
Yeah. Wow.
Everything that seems suspicious automatically goes to self-inflicted.
Mm-hmm.
Things that make you go,
Mm-hmm.
Go. Go.
Jesus, Lord.
What?
Well, I mean, shit, we knew back in freaking, what? Almost 2 years ago now that it ran deep. But damn, I didn't think the under the pits of hell could get any deeper. And here we are.
I think the devil's digging deeper because it's getting deeper.
Honey, this shit's going to China. Oh, God. What do you mean it's scaring you? What's scaring you? Oh.
I found the picture. I just sent it to you.
Holy shit.
Don't it? That's scary.
Oh my God. It looks just like her. I mean, it's at an angle, but yeah. Newly released Epstein files, particularly painting, stand out in his mansion. A girl who looks exactly like JonBenet is sitting on his shoulders. Coincidence? I don't think so. Just trace marked in blood. Oh, Lord. Hey, Nancy. Oh, hold on. Oh, give me a second. Let me get my tablet. It's got bigger picture. Oh, damn. I love it. Damn it. Oh, good Lord, that looks just like her.
I couldn't find the original video I saw earlier, but that one was close enough. It shows it anyway.
Hold on, y'all. I'm getting there.
Oh, whoa. Oh my God.
Let me see if I can pull that one up.
Now in the video, that music might be kind of loud, so just
I
fair
got my
warning on
volume
that.
down.
Okay.
That is disturbing on so many levels.
Oh, that look like that Maxwell girl. Oh, I see it now. The writing, Maxwell. Yeah, I was gonna say that looks just like that lady.
This is on Traveling Wildflowers, Jess.
I don't know what to say to that.
Yeah. That's crazy. Right, Gabby? That's crazy. Oh my God. Damn. I wonder. I'm going to look that account up real quick. Traveling Wildflower, Jess. God, when was that video made? Oh, dear God. Seeing it on my computer, you can see it much bigger. What possessed you to comment this disrespectful image?
Just so you know, Tree, that exposing is adding additional stuff in her chat feed on that
Okay.
post. Wow. All I can say is wow. That's a tough one, Nancy, because I had to visually kind of show Tree how to do it. It's easier to show than explain. And a lot of it is in your wording, too. Usually she's the tech savvy one, and I was able to wing this one by default.
There's just been so much going on the last couple of days. I just couldn't do it.
Well, and that's just
Oh.
it. You had so much overwhelming stuff going on that you couldn't hyper focus on just that. I need a new episode of The Twilight Zone. This one kind of sucks.
Yeah. Candy, it's called money.
Money equals power. Power equals control.
John Ramsey denies claims linking John Bonet to Epstein-related files as baseless. Internet rumors stem from the redacted Epstein photo and unsupported birthday party allegation.
If social media was as advanced as it is now back then, more probably would have been found out.
That's another case I wish they would solve.
Which one?
John Bonet.
Yeah. And that's going to be hard because a lot of the key people are no longer with us.
That there's a big black box on this girl's face, which means that she's probably an Epstein victim. The next thing we notice is that this little girl looks to be about the same age and build and hair color
It looks like an AI picture.
that most people are familiar with. And this picture is not the best quality.
To be honest with you, it looks like an AI picture.
There's another picture that he has just of this little girl. Because Epstein's a real creep. I mean, if you don't see it, you don't see it. I'm sure you see it. Is that Jean Bonnet? And like their hands are very, very chunkily similar. Like pretty similar. I think. Come on, DJ, that's a stretch. Okay, maybe it is a stretch.
Weird. People's just gotta, I don't know, to me, create drama. Okay, now my messenger's blowing up again.
Said it before, so I'll say it again. It is all of them. All of them. But for greater clarity, It is only their sin. It's just their sin. And sinners are so popular, aren't they?
Used to wonder how the devil could deceive entire nation like the Bible said he would. Wow.
Said it before, so I'll say it again. It is all of them.
Wow.
Various different things pertaining to the Epstein situation.
Jesus. Jeez. I think it was. Good Lord. Too much, y'all. Too much.
It's definitely a lot.
Jeez.
It's one of them things, I guess, for me that you try to see the good in people, and then at some point the blinders come off and you see how sick and evil and twisted and demented these folks really can be. I don't know.
This is nuts. That seems to be the case every night. There, Candy?
I have not, Miss Holly, I've not heard of that one before.
Uh-uh. I like the news about the Spivey unaliving.
Yeah, that was good to see that they're gonna
And
look
grand
into that.
jury to look over the unaliving 2023 Horry County road rage pew-pewing.
Hey, exposing.
Hi. There's a lot of evil. One positive thing? Yep. Mr. Spivey needs some justice going on. Because that was not a stand your ground. You don't need to be law enforcement to understand that. You don't need to go to college and have a master's degree to understand that.
Right? I just saw your post a few minutes ago exposing. Holy wow.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Candy, I don't know if we'll ever find out the 100% truth. My opinion.
There was a South Carolina woman who was pew-pewed and set on fire inside her car after being lured to a location supposedly to buy a puppy.
Yeah, that was in my county.
Holy shit.
But did y'all see the Epstein files?
Yep.
Yes, that's
Allegedly, it all started in South Carolina.
things that make you go, right?
Things that make you go, why
What the
are
fuck?
South Carolina leaders posting stuff about victims? So, for example, a South Carolina elected official posted. I mean, it's it's actually so funny. It's comical. Okay, but posted slander about me and my husband. Okay, anybody that knows me and my husband and I, whatever, knows that we grew up together. Like, we had lake houses beside each other growing up. So, like, we've known each other our whole lives. He was at my 21st birthday. I mean, it like our whole lives. Anyway, he posted the worst of the worst. The closer we're getting to the truth, but he is an Alan Wilson. Alan Wilson, you know, the one who didn't prosecute for Scott Spivey. They didn't do jack crap. Anyway, he's a supporter of his. Well, y'all, once everybody realizes I am totally against Alan Wilson, and this is going to tell you, Alan Wilson used to be one of my closest friends, and now I say it right now: if he wants me, he can come and get me. Because Michael Alan Wilson, and let's go back to the name you used to be called, Michael. Yeah, he used to be called Michael. He was born in Florence, just like J.P. Miller. He was raised in Florence for most of his life, like J.P. Miller. He went to school in Florence. So when I say this is all going to come back, I've been trying to tell everybody, Florence it's like a government experiment. It is the nastiest, most evil place. The minute I can get out of here, we're gone. We're gone. But now the Epstein files allude to South Carolina being the place that all this crap happened in Hilton Head. I don't know. Where's Hilton Head? That's Murdaugh country, right?
I'm not sure.
Hilton Head's, yeah, it's okay. I'm sorry. I asked it like a question. Yeah, it's Murdaugh country.
So, am I right in assuming that what we've been fighting for the last 2 years is going to connect up in between all of this on the Epstein side?
I think they've been covering up in my opinion, a lot of trafficking. And it's not just children, or I shouldn't say the word, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say the word, a lot of racketing. Not just children, elderly, veterans, anybody that would financially benefit somebody. So, and anybody who speaks out against it faces, you know what.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's really sad. It's really sad. But I've been trying to say, I mean, Tree's heard me screaming this for how long?
A long time.
I was like, this is all going to come back to South Carolina, all come back to Florence. It's going to all come back. I swear, it's going to come back. So here's the thing. One of the a private investigator commented on one of our more recent videos that, now, am I saying this is true? No. Do I have any evidence of this? No. I'm just saying what this private investigator commented. And it is a legitimate private investigator, that it is going to come back to South Carolina judges.
Wow.
Now, do I know if that's true? I'm just saying that's what was publicly stated. If you go back through the videos,
It's all crazy.
I mean, it's enough to make you sick.
But I'll stay in my middle of nowhere town, Alabama.
Well, I might come to Alabama and stay there with you after we finish. Once we finish, hopefully doing something to to make a difference here and pass some laws and protect some elderly and things like that, and children and veterans and things like that. I might come live in the middle of Alabama too.
Look, I live in a one horse town, no traffic light, and one cop, and I know where he's at 24/7. So
That sounds perfect. That sounds like $1 million real estate.
I will literally sit in my one horse town and be happy about my one horse town.
And by the way, Tree, on the update about the missing person,
Yeah.
still no answer, still no call.
Yep. I know. Seems to be in the cards today. Just saying.
I mean, we haven't gotten, and have checked in with others. Nobody else has it either.
Yep.
Dana, if we could catch up later, I got some stuff we could cross reference together.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah.
I've been sending. Well, I've been sending somebody everything I have, and it's just something's 1+1. No offense to Alex Murdaugh, right? Isn't he getting a new trial? So I think he's getting a new trial. I don't know, whatever. I can't keep up with that. Between Epstein, oh gosh, between Epstein and all this stuff, it's like
It's
South
too much.
Carolina. You know what South Carolina is like? It's like anytime any other state does something, South Carolina's like, here, hold my, you know what? Because I don't want to say the hold my drink. I'm working out to you.
That sounds right too.
like, can't we just be normal? Like, we're really small people. We are really small. Like, we're probably all related. Can we just like take it down a notch for I don't know a year?
It's almost like the news that never ends.
But we don't want to just. It's like we're not even just the news. Like, we're winning the news. Like, it's like we have become the Charlie Sheen of news. We're like winning. Oh, you think you could do that? Well, let us show you. We're like, oh, anchor woman's mom kidnapped, which is horrible. Yeah, or they say lured from her home. And it's like, oh, well, guess what? The Epstein stuff started in South Carolina. It's like, can we keep trying to trump people? Like, what is going on with our state?
It's a distraction. Let's throw the
I'll
Epstein.
say it would be multiple states, but South Carolina has been on the hourglass. The magnifying glass during the last.
Here's
2
the
years.
problem: they got the two biggest donors to the biggest political parties have passed away, and they always called them the protection, the Godfathers, kind of, right? I'm not going to say their names out loud, but they have now passed. They're gone. Okay, and so there is no more protection.
Wow.
It sucks if you're a criminal.
You know what I suspect's going to happen?
What?
Even though it's going to be like kind of like a lot of higher ups, but it's not going to be the higher ups. They're going to let the lower higher ups take the fall for it. If that makes any sense.
Like not the ones.
Instead of the president going down, it'll be the mayors type of scenario. You know what I mean?
Or like a city councilman.
Yeah. I think the higher ups is going to let the lower higher ups go down for a lot of shit.
Well, if they need a city councilman's name, I got one.
And then I think, people like, allegedly JP and, his character will be the ones that will be on the biggest termination block, I guess you would say.
And that could be true. I think they might let some statewide leaders, if they are guilty, they would maybe indict them, because we saw that with R.J. May.
I agree, Sarah. That would be, yeah.
Sarah, I wouldn't have to side with you on that. It would not shock me. The lower end of the totem pole, but would not surprise me none the least.
I can't see paid $21 for a damn decal.
Well, everybody's doing these caricature things. I saw yours at the top.
Isn't that cute?
Yes, that's very cute. I'm seeing all of them. These are cute.
Hey, Jamie. Hey, Seymour. Wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, I don't know. I was like reading the article and I'm like, what are you got? Oh, God, she got like, it started back in 1984 in Hilton Head. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I'm like, South Carolina. I mean, while I want it exposed, and I want these people would now be adults, right?
Yep.
They still deserve justice.
Yeah. Veronica, you got a ceiling fan in your face.
Y'all are so much cooler than me. I don't have a caricature.
How's it going, Jamie?
Hey, Jamie.
What's up, Jamie?
No, he's on the low end of the totem pole. He's the fall guy.
I think there'll be a few more going down with it. I got this printed in an 8x10. I'm gonna frame it, put it on my wall.
There you go. You're gonna start with the burnt French fries and then go up to the less burnt.
Is it too early to start saying "told you so"?
No. I mean, we knew just from me and Tree digging around when the whole Micah case started, because we're not true crime. We come in at a DV angle of it, and we knew it was big when we started digging around, and not only is it tied to South Carolina, but I mean it's literally across the world.
It's multiple. We come across a lot of multiple states, even in May and June of 24.
Well, the whole thing is, if you go back, just
nobody knew who we were.
I mean, just go back into the early 2000s. I mean, Pastor Daddy was, racketing people and was arrested. And that was in Marion County.
Like the sound, the way you put that, Pastor Daddy.
Well, that's what everybody's calling him now.
That's disgusting.
That's what everybody's calling him, Pastor Daddy.
I'm calling him that. There ain't no way I'm gonna have that daddy word come out with his name. No.
Well, that's what everybody's calling him to avoid. Well, okay, Pastor Wayne, whatever. I don't care. I'm going. That's what everybody's calling him. Somebody called him that earlier in your life. They just called him that. Go scroll up. Somebody called him that. Anyway, that's what people calling him in Florence is like a joke. Anyway, do
you know why it gets this bad? Over the decades and centuries, you know why? Because people are too busy looking at the little shit and fighting up against each other, because one's blue, one's red, one's up, one's down, one left, one right, and they can't see the bigger picture of what they're doing behind our backs. That's what I've been saying for decades, and people don't want to listen to me.
They divert you with the red balloon.
Thank you. They've been doing it for decades and nobody will listen.
It's kind of like
they're too busy. Well, if you ain't this, you ain't that. You ain't Republican, you ain't Democrat, you ain't this, you ain't that. People need to understand it's more about being on one side or the other. It's more about unity.
It's kind of like when you're getting close to the truth and somebody goes and buys a DeLorean and wears a Spider-Man suit. And now all of a sudden everybody's talking. I said, it's kind of like when people are getting close to the truth. Right. And next thing you know, somebody's driving around in a DeLorean and a Spider-Man suit. And now that's all people are talking about. No, let's go back to the truth.
Exactly.
Don't give that. Really yeah. Don't give that any attention. Who cares? Okay. Let's go back to let's follow the money. Follow the money.
We can use it for downtime. We can use it for funny time, just to de-stress a little bit, but don't make it the main focus.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen anybody driving a DeLorean with a Spider-Man suit.
DeLorean, yeah.
DeLorean.
I wouldn't want one of them anyway.
I don't even know if
Exactly.
anybody owns one in this Florence. But needless to say, yeah, I wouldn't have let my kid dress up as Spider-Man for Halloween.
Mm-mm.
Did
Nope.
you guys
Divide and conquer. It's the mission for them.
did you guys see Justice for Micah's comment?
Yes, I think so. I think she's right. He's right. I don't know if it's a man or a woman. I don't.
Do you ever see it? There was a church, I think it was either in North Carolina, who done a Easter Sunday over across into the South Carolina, times back in 2018, where Spider-Man was the featured guest for the kids.
Yep, for VBS.
Yep. I got that screenshot months and months and months and months and months and I mean, like well over a year and a half ago.
That like related to the pizza stuff.
Them Easter visits to other churches from South Carolina.
Well, I don't know if they still are, but the father of JP was still coming to Florence. I mean, we put the video up, not even a year ago. And they were still holding classes for the graduate college about probably 5 minutes from here.
Boy, I have to go way back to look for that screenshot too. I think I sent it to somebody recently. Who did I send it to?
I was gonna say it's probably on your other computer.
I got a lot on my other computer that I need to hook up to a monitor.
Miss Holly, both of them, I don't know if you've watched the recent news in the last few days, but both of them are fixing to go from the frying pan to the fire.
Justice for Micah said, you know who I am. I had it on the patients. I separate accounts. Okay. I am so sorry. We get literally 100 messages a day. And many times if I say if it's a man, I don't know if it's a man or a woman. That is me. I am very protective of victims. And if they don't have their names, I don't say what gender, if that means anything. Does that make sense?
Who did I send those pictures to?
It's kind of she don't want to out you.
Yeah, somebody might say they've talked to me many times. I don't say that online. Tree knows I'm very protective of victims,
Right.
or anybody who gives information.
You know it.
So I might pretend like I don't know you, but it doesn't mean does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense.
It's a protective thing.
Yeah.
We've had to do it too, people have had to change accounts for various reasons for their safety and well-being, and until they out themselves, we stay quiet for their benefit.
For example, my niece got very, very upset with me. She is in law school because she wanted to come up on a panel, and I was completely ignoring her, and it was for protection, and she thought I was ignoring her, and it wasn't. It was just because,
And her career path that she's going to school for, that's smart, especially with what your platform is based on.
Yeah, and so she of course called my mom and said, Aunt Dana's ignoring me.
Lord.
And I was like, there's protective measures, I don't need anybody knowing who my niece is.
Right, for sure. Yeah, you got to, especially anybody surrounding this case, that it's even more heightened because We don't need anybody else missing. We don't need anybody to turn up gone. You know what I mean? There's just been too many surrounding this already.
Yep.
It should have never even started, but here we are. Exactly, Jamie.
Exactly. Yeah. So we just try to protect people. I'm really digging y'all's like caricatures.
You can come back up, Veronica. Just request up.
Who did I send those to? I just sent them to somebody. Who was it?
I don't know. You talk to 5,000 people a day.
Jesus, the last 2 days have been hell. Tucker.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, there's been a lot.
Come on, buddy.
Go halfway down your messenger list and then go from there.
That's crazy. Come on. Okay.
Yeah, we're always gonna put exactly, Gabby. You know, we're always gonna put safety and our priority.
Who did I send it to? I swear to God, I just sent it to somebody.
I'll be right back.
Okay, Dad. Who did I just send it to? Wait a minute. Oh, I think I found it. Come here. Rain's Original Free Will Baptist.
Yeah, that's close
Hold on.
to where Micah was found. In that vicinity.
Hold on. This was an Easter Sunday. And it was like the one church went to the other church for that event.
Yeah, a lot of churches do that. Disturbing and
Is that who we think it is?
That's who I thought it was when I first seen it when we were looking into shit.
yeah.
Rain's Original Free Will Baptist. Back in June 16th of 2018.
Look at the height, the body structure, and everything.
This oven is included.
Kind of looks like pigeon toe too.
This microwave is included.
Oh, very observant.
Very telling.
I mean, it makes you wonder. I'm just saying.
Exactly.
He's got that distinctive pigeon toe walk.
Not toes. I wonder if he paid $3.50 for them toes.
I knew I sent it to somebody, damn it.
Oh my God, Veronica.
I've got to run and make a phone call and make sure my what's are all good.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll come back.
All right, honey.
Okay.
Dragon leg. I tell you, me and Just a Girl in the beginning after Micah passed, me and her was staying up so late, almost every night, and sometimes till 5 in the morning, and we just kept finding shit and kept finding shit and kept finding shit. Wow. We didn't care who came into the lives or who we, that people knew who we were. We were looking into it fact of justice, not for attention.
Yeah. It's like I said earlier, we didn't come into this on the true crime side. After this mess, I'd never want to get anywhere near true crime again.
Hell no.
This was a lot. And exactly, you still don't catch up with sleep. You sleep 3-4 hours, kind of cat nap, and hope the phone don't ring in between that. But if it does, you get up and keep going, brew the coffee, and here we go again. yeah, we're not true crime. We are in the DV aspect of things for our platforms, and that's how I came across the original video with JP telling the church, hey, I'm gonna make the announcement, blah blah blah, the rest. And I watched it and rewatched it. I watched it multiple times, and I said something's not right. And I sent it to Tree, and I told her, messaged her. I said, I need you to watch what I sent you, and call me and tell me what you think.
Okay.
And
Go ahead.
and it was the WTF factor.
Yeah, it was. It's called Rains, RAINS, Original Free Will Baptist. Find it on the Book of Face. 2911 Hampton Street in Mullins.
Gas station.
And y'all know Mullins is in Marion County where his father was indicted for the federal
Which
crimes.
Oh,
Stop.
Ain't JP?
Well,
Well, he's had 99 churches.
this ain't his church.
But did you hear what I just said?
Made an appearance.
Mm-hmm.
Talk
Did
to
you-
their dad at the minute.
Did you hear what I said about Mullins?
What?
Mullins is in Marion County where his father was indicted.
But
And also the gas station, 41 and grocery.
Yeah.
But that's where I got that picture of the Spidey back in 2018.
Well, they definitely have connections to that county, so.
Interesting.
Wow.
Justice said it's midway to I-95 as well. It's a route takes you to I-95 interstate, always been a corridor.
I'm going to see if they still have it on there. Now, it was 2 churches combined that day for Easter Sunday.
Hey, Courtney.
Does it say the second church that was there?
That's what I'm looking for.
I wonder if it wasn't that one that was behind 41 and grocery that Randall has ties to.
Wow.
Let me
The
see what
gas
they have
station
on
is midway to hit I-95 in Florence to go north. Yeah.
That's how I got to this church. There was another church I was looking at that led me to this one that found that picture of Spidey.
That's a
I'm
lot of
looking.
rabbit trail.
And what are you looking at? Tucker.
Trey,
Tucker.
Google that
What are you looking?
church where he was at and locate the churches surrounding that church.
You want, huh? You want to
That'd
shake
probably
hands?
be your easiest way to find it.
While y'all are looking for that, I have it pulled up about the Epstein thing. It says the news article says a 2019 federal lawsuit filed by Jane Doe 4 alleges that Epstein's ABUS, patterns began as early as 1984 on Hilton Head Island in South Carolina. The accuser, then 13, claimed she was lured to a vacation home under the cover of babysitting job for Epstein, who had rented the property from her mother, a local real estate agent, but upon arrival found no children present. And that was from the Post and Courier and the Hill. And this is on the Greenville News. And it says the lawsuit further alleges that Epstein provided her with that drink that you have to have when you're over 21, and rugs with then put a D on the front before RAPI-ing her that night. It is also claimed that he took certain photographs of her that would appear with no, you know what I'm saying, of Jane Doe without her knowledge or consent. This allegedly continued for several years during his subsequent visits to the islands. Additionally, the lawsuit adds that Epstein reportedly flew her to New York City at least 3 times, where she was reportedly offered as, this is hard to read, fresh, the stuff you get from the grocery store, like a steak,
Right.
and assaulted by other prominent, wealthy men. Jane Doe 4, who now resides in Washington State, was represented by the Bloom firm during the legal proceedings. In 2021, she settled with Epstein's estate and voluntarily dismissed her claims against him. Despite the settlement, her allegations remain as part of the broader narrative surrounding his activities. And Jane Doe 5 was another victim with direct ties to South Carolina, primarily through her childhood residency and local support networks. She had as another South Carolina victim identified, who lived in South Carolina as a middle schooler at the age of 15 and 16 before being recruited later in Florida to provide massages for Epstein at his Palm Beach residence, according to media reports of the Justice Department files. She testified she was paid $200 for those encounters where things happened. I'm not going to state what. And Jane Doe 5, because I can't even say it online. Jane Doe 5 was among a group of survivors represented by South Carolina Victim Assistance Network, a Columbia-based nonprofit, and was part of a wave of illegal action that ultimately secured $105 million from the Epstein estate for various victims.
That is completely crazy. It's sick. It's disturbing.
Yeah, it's horrible.
There's no lowest of low words you can use to describe what that is.
I absolutely agree. That's why I said there's some words I can't even, as a parent, I can't say. It's just, it makes me sick. It makes your stomach tighten up, and it just makes you sick.
That's what we're trying to figure out on your question in the comments. Tree, do you have the address for the church where Spidey was?
Yeah. Give me 1 second, y'all.
You're good. $2911 Hampton Street. Gabby put it in the comments. Justice.
Okay, I had to settle something with Dad real quick. Okay. I forgot what church. It's been so long ago. Now that's probably on my other computer. But that was the church, but it was some kind of thing where another church went to another church for that Easter Sunday. It's been a long time. A long time.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's been a lot of rabbit holes to go. Like, I can visually see the church, but I can't place it on a map.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Because wasn't it that big brown brick building and the parking lot actually had tape around it like they were working on the parking lot or something?
I think I was looking into that church that's down that way. That's just, 1 or 2 miles from the grocery and grill. And that's what led me to this church.
Yeah. Because that's the one I think Justice was referring to. Was it
What names
Bethlehem?
don't come up? Bethlehem.
Nana, I think you're right. That's the one where he actually was.
Oh, that was the one the nephew or somebody was, wasn't it?
I think he has tremendous leverage here.
So when you're traveling down 501 and you can turn off to go to 41, if you keep going straight, on the right, there's that church that is believed to be associated with Randall. If you keep going further, you know the road beside the gas station? If you go down that road and you keep curving and going around to the left, you're going to get back onto 501. And if you take a left at 501, you're going to pass that church, Randall's, on the left. Okay. If you don't get back on 501, that church that you're talking about, if you look at the map, is right there before. It's almost like you probably can access them for both ways from 501. So it's very close.
I think Nana's right. I think it's Bethlehem AME.
That's the one that everyone has been looking at.
If I'm not mistaken, I think that's the one.
Yeah, that's the one that is close to the gas station. If you do not get off 501 on the right-hand side. But the one that you guys were talking about, the Rains, is if you keep passing that church and you keep going down further to that road that if you took a right would end up coming up on the side of the gas station, right in that area of kind of where that turn is where that Rains church is. So it's very close. It's like within a mile or less.
That sounds about right. That does sound about right, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, I just looked at the map. If you pull up the map and you look at where all three of those places are, you can see it's literally a loop.
Yeah. And that would make sense, a lot of sense. And if somebody, when Micah pulled into the 41 gas and grocery and she went off to the side back by the porta potty, it makes me wonder if somebody wasn't behind it. Obviously she went in and come out pretty quick, but it makes me wonder if somebody hadn't been behind it. Something drew her to go back there, and it wasn't for a bathroom purpose because she wasn't there long enough for that.
I would think in those areas, those churches are so small. Some of them are obviously that Bethlehem has a lot of support other places, but a lot of those really small churches in the very rural areas, you're going to see like one after another, and they're a lot of them are very, very old that were established because there weren't, towns were 30 minutes, 40 minutes away.
Right.
So a lot of those churches will definitely, I mean, there's going to be times when they don't have enough money flow coming in. You know what I'm saying? So that I'm sure they do definitely build bonds together so that they can kind of help each other out at times
I think
when
there was
needed.
another church just right into North Carolina that also led me to the other Rains Church. Yeah, give me a second. I'll show it.
And that's the picture that's on Google?
Hold on. There was another church that led me to this church too.
I want to say it was Bethlehem AME. I think
No, it wasn't. I don't think it was. I think that was one probably, but there was another one.
See how many people are in that church right there? Even though that's a very small building, that is like a normal thing as far as the amount of attendees. So, you know, you have, well, that looks like it's for kids though, but even
Yeah, it's an Easter Sunday, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, so that right there tells you, I mean, that's Easter Sunday at a church. So it wouldn't be abnormal that, you know, some of the, if they weren't tied together specifically, that they kind of scratch each other's back, not in a negative way, but
they work together.
Yes, you know, times could get hard for one and another looks out for another. That's how it was.
Yeah, a lot of the churches around my town are that way, you know.
Right.
They might have a Sunday night service with 3 churches combined just so they can save on the bills, you know.
And so since that other church is very close, that right there doesn't surprise me.
Right. And if you guys think back too, there was a point, you know, looking at the Spider-Man picture, it reminded me when JP was actually walking around in a Spider-Man costume in front of his house. That video had circulated at one point.
That's what got me with the picture when I came across it.
And I think just from a common sense perspective, because I'm not a true crime person either, but you have to remember when you're camouflaging money and assets, you don't do it all in one place. So having multiple options and options that aren't necessarily like big neon signs is also, I would think, very common.
Well, if you notice, a lot of the things, a lot of the situations, far as career wise goes, with a lot of the key players, it seems to be a lot of realty involved in it. And, you know, I've told Tree multiple times, I think that's where the money is shuffling, is through the real estate.
But I think it's important to realize that it's not just, so if you think about how it works, people make money off of hiding money that is obtained through activities that may not be legal. So you maybe have money hiding in places, but people are being reimbursed to do that activity for them. So rural areas that are poor is a very, very valuable area for any kind of activities that go on, that those type of activities. It's not a little kind of podunk town. It's very valuable for certain industries because you have people that don't have income sources in those areas. It's harder to make income, so it's easier to recruit people to do certain things. And like I said, they're not on the news every day. They're not in the spotlight, so it's also easier to keep things quiet, especially if you're in an area that all you got to do is give a little bit of something and people are going to be quiet.
Yeah, it's one of them. You keep me happy, I'll keep you happy.
Right. And that area is very valuable. It literally is from Myrtle Beach to where you turn off on 41 is an hour. Well, it's about an hour, okay? At that point, there's a fork. If you keep going straight, you're going to hit Florence, South Carolina, where it hits I-95. If you take a right and keep going straight, never turn, you're going to hit I-95 in Dillon, South Carolina. Okay, so the distance between Dillon, South Carolina and Florence on I-95 is about 20 minutes. So basically, if you are transporting anything from Myrtle Beach and you want to go north, if you want to go, I got it mixed up earlier. If you want to go south, you can go straight and catch I-95 in Florence. And there's a lot of back roads that also can get you there. If you want to stay a little bit more out of the way. But if you take a right, you can get right onto I-95 and go north. So that little circle right there, that exact little area is a very interesting area. And anyone who's lived in those areas for decades have been aware of that.
Yeah, no doubt.
I don't know if y'all see what I'm pulling up. Okay, I'm gonna just show y'all.
Hold on, I'll make it bigger. Hold on.
Okay, this is our timeline on on the Miller family. Show you how long it is. Pages and pages. Didn't he just get bought another, the father get bought another house by the church?
It was said that, but I didn't know any.
Okay, so did y'all know that in 2000 and, well, here's where he was in 2014 on the charges. But anyway, he also, this is not the first time. He also had a church that is very interesting. When I say I got the receipts, I have the receipts. He has a church because we have friends who were, I'll say allegedly, they're missing $700,000. He has a church. I just had it pulled up. In 2006, here it is. Okay, ready? Pastor Wayne Miller also owned a Catholic church in Bishopville, South Carolina. Okay, a Catholic church in Bishopville. Now, you see right here, it says in 1978, the church was inquired by Wayne Miller of the Florence Tabernacle Church, according to the Harris LaRue Gatling of Bishopville. The church was in his name, but it was paid for by the Florence Tabernacle Church. Do you see that?
Wow.
Okay, that Catholic church in Bishopville was allegedly in Pastor Wayne Miller's name, but paid for by the Florence Tabernacle Church. If Florence Tabernacle Church was a nonprofit, how could they use funds to buy property to put in Pastor Wayne Miller's name? Bishopville, South Carolina is located in Lee County, South Carolina, between Florence, South Carolina, and Columbia. And that is directly off Interstate 20. So what this goes to show is how much further it goes out. But when I say I have a timeline on him, there's 8 sections, okay? This is just section 1. We're over 3,000 pages.
That is insane.
That and you see how down to the caliphs, down to caliph teaching at the air, and down to, here's my favorite, if you want to look at this. Okay, so in 2009, Litton Loan Servicing filed a res pendant against Evelyn Caliph's home Litton Loan Service and LP was listed as a foreign LLC in South Carolina, incorporated in Delaware. It is now dissolved, ironically, in 2018, right around the same time. But here's where it gets interesting. It was foreclosed. Clinton Callip, hold on, let me get right here. So this law firm, Jennings, Scott, and Hucks, okay, is related to Michael Baxter, works there, a former circuit court judge. If you go type in Hannah case Michael Baxley, you will see where he threatened us to basically hush up and stop talking about everything. And he works for that firm. And here's where it's even more interesting. Do you see where J.P. Miller in Horry County pled guilty, okay? J.P. Miller pled guilty to some stuff, and Evelyn Califf, here's her foreclosure, but wait, it gets crazier. It gets crazier. Evelyn Califf sued by the church, but wait, let me show you the other part. That's her son, who I talked to the attorney. She was incapacitated, and her son's ashes are still at the attorney's office. Is that a little strange?
That's morbid and crazy.
Okay. And then does everybody remember where Jesus J said his father was over the South Carolina, whatever, blah, blah, blah?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, actually, Evelyn Califf's husband is still listed as the registered agent.
Whoa.
Okay, wait, it gets crazier. When Wayne Miller sued Evelyn Califf, she had a POA, right?
Yep.
And her POA was an attorney that Wayne Miller had used before. And that poor elderly woman represented herself pro se.
That's horrible.
So I have all the documents. And so when I tell people I come with receipts, hey girl, how you doing, Regina? Oh, has she ever mentioned that her father? I don't know if anybody's ever brought that up. That her father also committed suicide, sorry, didn't mean to say the word, but her uncle did that.
Self-unaliving.
Self-unaliving. Her uncle did that. And do you see at the bottom, his niece defended her uncle, saying he had problems. He was not a bad person.
Interesting.
You see right there. Right there.
Wow.
Yeah. Those newspaper articles will get you every time. And I don't, she might get mad at me, but you know what? I've never evicted my son at 18 years old.
Oh, Lord.
Look.
You visibility restriction for 10 minutes. Oh, well.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that.
You're fine. Now, the 41 Grocery and Grill, everybody knows where that store is at. Guess what's also in that vicinity of the other church?
What's that?
Rains Free Will Baptist Church.
Again, things that make you go,
It still has me up here though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, what I'm saying is we put together all the stuff, right? Going back to, okay, for example, let's get back. Hold on. Okay. Then, okay. Okay, you see Regina, there was a lawsuit. Her boyfriend was Christopher Rice, right?
Yes.
Okay. Christopher Rice was represented. Then all of a sudden, who starts representing him? What's her name? She starts coming in and representing him. I'll find it. Dismiss. Then she puts on there that there it is. In 2015, made a public Facebook post stating she was out capturing video with interesting, right? And then all of a sudden, look who's over his probate. She starts representing. He's a client too, but she's dating him. Do you see who's the?
That's unethical.
Okay, defendant. You see the defendant attorney?
Yeah.
Okay, and then these are all of her business ventures. RB Ventures, A Ward Realty. She's also has her real estate license. Okay. Pucciaracci, whatever.
Rosa.
Yeah. Whatever. But here's where I'm really confused. You ready? This wasn't taken too long ago. Dex's probate filed in 2021, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't assigned till what day?
2024.
Wow.
And look who's the attorney.
That's a breach of ethics.
Which one? Where's the attorney? Oh, shit.
Yeah.
You're moving so fast, it's hard to read that quick.
Well, I'm saying, how do you get Micah's through that fast? But his was filed in 2021, assigned 2024. You remember what I was talking about last night? How we're like, how have we been there since 2023? And we're in the same court? Do you see what I'm talking about?
Yep.
I mean, I'm saying it just brings up a lot of questions. And then she sold his house also as an attorney. I mean, as a real estate agent.
Not reaping benefits.
Is that self-serving?
I don't know if it'd be considered self-serving. It sounds like it, but.
And what? How about this LLC? How about this one? Final Mile Delivery. Just saying.
Good Lord.
I'm sorry, y'all know I had to show it. This is just section 1. And it goes and
Gets deeper and deeper and deeper.
Mm-hmm. So.
And it's not only, South Kakalaki.
Nope. So anyway, I'm just showing you, and y'all saw the address, right? Is 944. If you go look at the probate judge, right here. Here he is. Here he is. The probate judge. There he is.
We can't see nothing.
Your camera's off.
Well, here's all his nice little connections to the McLeod.
Your camera's off.
Wait, hold on. Okay. Here he is right here, right?
Let me expand you.
There he is.
Yeah.
Here's all his little connections to the McLeod Foundation. Him and his, just chilling. Okay. Having good old time at the McLeod Foundation, It's all their McLeod. That's all the stuff they done at the McLeod Foundation.
Coming in hot.
You be having, and anyway, so don't get me started on that one. I might have to. Yeah. Y'all remember him? He was searching for Micah.
We can't see who that is.
Oh, you remember the one that was searching for Micah with Kyler?
Oh yeah. What?
Okay.
Whoa. I didn't know about that one.
Okay. Well, here's when here's when he was arrested. Here's one of the comments.
We can't. Hold on. Let me expand it a little bit more. Hold on.
Does that help?
Wait a minute.
Was that one that was saying that that he was law enforcement?
Yeah.
And interviewing people? That's the same one?
Yep, the same guy came. Yeah, same guy came to our house posing as an FBI agent.
I never
think
heard you
Johnny
say
might have talked to
FBI
him.
agent.
Well, that's on a public comment.
Really?
Yeah.
I always heard PI.
Yeah.
But he was never charged, was he? He was
No.
charged but not convicted.
I think he tried to talk to Johnny.
Hold on. Also has at the time in his taxes, he has a boat and a 4-wheeler and 3 drones at $1,500, 4-wheeler and a trailer. And I won't show you I have the rest that goes into the next section. I think had 4 or 5 paramours listed. But anyway, if you go to Judge Beverly, his family owns a certain company, and they all go to Regina Ward's office, or not all of them. Most of them go to Regina Ward's office. And is that interesting?
Wow.
Yeah. So the probate judge's family, their LLCs go to Regina Ward's office. Most of them do. Interesting, right?
Mind blowing.
But I mean, you see right there, her fiance, she got Mike in there in 30 days, right? Like 30 days? While the rest of us have emergency hearings listed and been waiting a year. And we're not saying that Micah's not important. We're just like, how is her own fiance and people who are emergency hearings, how are we skipped over? Does that make sense?
Yep.
In the same court.
Money buys a lot of shit.
I mean, I'm just, hey, I'm not saying anybody did anything wrong. All I'm saying is somebody has, I have questions.
Nothing wrong questions.
This whole case is a question.
That's all I'm saying is I have some questions. And I'm not saying, I'm not saying anybody did anything wrong. I just have questions. And so when I said, was Micah lured somewhere? Then when you see these comments and then all of a sudden some private investigator comes in, I'm going to do this pro bono. Listen, I live in Florence. Okay. First of all, I wouldn't use a private investigator in Florence. No offense to all the private investigators listening, but just because I just wouldn't. We all know each other too well, right? Everybody knows everybody. And so,
yeah, right, Jamie.
Yeah, everybody just knows everybody. So it's no offense to them or their work or anything like that. It's just everybody knows everybody. But I've never been able to find anybody who has used him. And I don't know how you can take off that long to go and work a schmurder, because that's what I believe it was.
Right.
Pro bono, whatever. Y'all, my husband's over there laughing. He's like, well, did your my husband's like, did your filter fall off?
Why would Regina write him a letter to specify that they didn't require or ask for his services, like to shut him up?
I don't know. I don't know. So his name was brought up now this was in 2018-19. Do I know why his name was brought up? No, I do not. When I was going through what I was going through, right? Saying what in the world is going on. I was kind of going through what Micah was going through. Cars following me, but I did something a little bit different and very, very, very different. I called in a team out of state. I just called in military contractors out of state. And his name was brought up. Nobody ever told me why his name was brought up, but his name was brought up. They asked me if I knew him. And I said at the time I did not. I said, I don't. Who is he? And they said, he's a former police officer. He was let go from Darlington Police. He was then, I think, let go from LADA, something like that. And I was like, I don't know him. And then you remember he kept his identity kind of obscure for a while, right? Online during the search.
Huh?
It was just like this PI is helping us, right? Well, his identity got blown because of Florence people. The Florence people told on him. So undoubtedly there was some people, maybe, I don't know, in his neighborhood or whatever. They're like, no, that's who. And that's when somebody called me and said, guess who's working Micah's case? And so I contacted the family. I have the email to this day. Be like, hey, I'm not saying he's bad, good, whatever, I don't know. I just know his name was brought up in our case. And then you got that guy writing in 2021 that he came to their house with 3-letter agency documents, right? And he said on Fitz News that he brought down this big, okay, I'll just go ahead and say he ain't brought down nothing. And the only time he did have a lawsuit where he did sue his ex-wife's father-in-law because he allegedly was following his ex-father-in-law around, and his father-in-law got sick of it and trapped him in a parking lot and beat and did what he had to do, what Southern men do, right?
Yeah, I know a lot about him. He was prominent in the beginning and then kind of disappeared.
Yeah, there was because the Florence people outed him.
Him and Tyler disappeared at the same time.
So there was a car that tried to hit me in my neighborhood. There was witnesses. Thankfully, my neighbors were outside. The car stopped and then revved the motor and came straight for me. That had to dive into bushes. Okay. The deputies came out here and they registered that car to a Lancaster County, South Carolina address. I'm not saying in any way, shape, or form Kyler had anything to do with this. I'm just saying that's about 15 minutes from where she lives. Whatever. I'm telling you, this stuff is going to connect to Florence. And at the same time, we were exposing probate fraud. Do you remember Micah's voicemail to JP? We have all these assets that people have given us and the church, and we need a paper. Where's the paper trail? Do y'all remember that voicemail?
Yeah.
That's what we were exposing. Is all these assets are missing from all these elderly people, and they're being given to churches and I mean, and some of these people are like incapacitated, or they're sold off to lawyers for pennies on the dollar. Like you have a $5 million business, let's say it is sold for $250,000. That's a pretty good deal, for a criminal.
Yeah.
Yeah, to say the least.
And so we were exposing all that. Now, y'all know the attorney in our case unalived himself, right? And he did it just. And he also allegedly called, nobody's gotten the recording. He also allegedly called 911 before he did it.
Oh, wow.
Interesting, right?
That's the first I'm hearing of that.
Yes, he also allegedly called 911 before he did it. Now, here's the weird part. We were in somewhere public. You can go to our page. It's on our page. A lot of it is squealed out. I will say it's kind of aggravating to listen to, but I was not going to. A man is sitting there saying that, who undoubtedly knows him well, golfed with it, that he was not going up to do that. He was going up there to meet cops. So did somebody present themselves as cops? And you also notice on the police report, there is no body cam footage. So you're telling me a man called and said he was going to do that to himself, right? And all 3 cops showed up and no body cam footage?
Interesting.
And I do have that police report.
Wow.
So when I say all this is going to connect, and that was exactly almost a year before Micah. Exactly almost a year. Oh, and his son, the attorney's son, was also found unalived.
What the hell?
And the son's best friend was also found unalived.
Well, shit.
Yeah,
Let
exactly.
me guess. Self-infliction.
Huh?
Self-infliction.
Is that the new word?
Self-infliction. They
Okay,
done it to themselves.
Yeah, but I was saying it's unalived. Yeah, self-infliction. Allegedly. I don't know. I haven't seen her.
Seems to be a lot of that going around the last 2 years.
No kidding.
And we have timelines, about 30 different timelines on all of this.
Holy cow. I'm gonna stay in small town Alabama. I'm good.
I've been to Alabama like twice, too.
It's an interesting place.
It was nice. It was nice.
I'm just mind blown that all of that was allowed to transpire.
And nobody's so there's a lot of victims here, and none of us have been able to get our files. And now we've ended up, they've transferred us a Florence County case, right, to the same courtroom as Micah's.
Wow.
Damn.
I mean, and when you pull up the file, my husband is the successor of his father's estate. It doesn't even pull up his name. It doesn't show the attorneys or anything. It only has the brother-in-law who he and the attorney would have benefited, right? It only has the brother-in-law's name on there as petitioner. We're the petitioner.
Well, that's not weird.
Yeah, that's not weird at all, right? And ours surpassed 20 million.
Damn. That's a lot of bacon.
And I'm not talking about in cash. I'm talking about in assets. My father-in-law worked at Sears and Roebuck for years to save up the money to buy enough chemicals and sanitary supplies to sell out of the back of his car for like companies to clean their offices and stuff. I mean, he went door to door selling out of the back of his car until he could buy a brick and mortar. So, I mean, he grew up on a farm picking, crops and things like that. I mean, this was not a man who was born into wealth or anything. And then he would go and buy a building that might be worth $50,000. Well, now it's worth $400,000. He bought a lake house that was worth $40,000. Now it's worth $600,000. It's almost all gone. Sold for $5. Okay. And my mother-in-law has Alzheimer's. And the attorney who the alleged self-inflicted, he represented, which I don't know how you can do, his business partner in one of the largest mortgage fraud schemes in America out of Myrtle Beach. And guess what it involved? Guess what it involved? those aren't alleged, that was proven. Straw buyers, elderly straw buyers in Myrtle Beach. And the attorneys, most of the attorneys were Florence attorneys.
Good Lord.
That's disturbing on so many levels.
Yeah.
Y'all,
So,
as much as I hate to, I'm gonna have to call it a night.
Oh yeah. I mean, I didn't think it was this fucking late.
when I start talking about the truth, people are like, "Oh God!"
No, I've got
No,
to be up before God to get kids ready for the bus.
no, it's like I know I pickle people. I'm like, when I started saying, I was like, it's so wild, but it's all in print. It's all
It
documented.
is. Oh,
And,
nothing surrounded this case shocks me at all. I mean, it's just the whole
but
WTF factor.
but I'm telling you, if they start taking the Hannah case and 2 or 3 other cases that I can give y'all, they will see the connections.
Right. Excuse me,
Good
sorry.
Lord, have mercy. All right, y'all. We can pick up this on another night too, because there's so much we would never get through in one night anyway.
Right.
But I appreciate y'all for hanging out and listening, and we get even more educated every day we get into this and follow it. And like always, many heads better than one, and justice for all, y'all.
Yeah, because I've even learned a lot tonight that I didn't even know about. So I'm
And
definitely,
y'all pray for the Scott Spivey. You know, it went to the grand jury.
yes.
Yes, 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 yes.
And I spoke to his sister today, so just to say prayer. We spoke on the phone quickly, just to say a prayer. You know, so just
Oh, absolutely, because I'm behind that 100%, man. I
Yeah, I was
absolutely.
to see that this morning when it was posted out.
yeah. So y'all just keep them in, and all these Epstein victims, because with all these stories coming out, I'm sure it's got to be traumatic.
Yeah. And you got to really literally be stupid not to see that the Spivey case was all kinds of screwed up and messed up. So, but anyway, everybody have a wonderful night, and we'll see y'all tomorrow. Hopefully I can get on sooner.
Okay. Good night.
Good night, y'all. Much love, darling. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.